Hey guys, my name's Amanda White. I'm a realtor here at Christie's,
And I'm Michael Coleman. I'm also a realtor here at Christie's.
and we wanted to do a little podcast Q&A session about what it's like being LGBTQ realtors, what it's like being LGBTQ in Texas, Austin, um, and it's Pride Month, so what better way?
So we were going to celebrate, even
Yeah.
though we typically celebrate in August
Yeah.
in Austin. The whole world celebrates in June.
Yeah, so we're gonna follow suit with that, but we can celebrate Pride multiple
Always.
months, always, all year.
Always.
So to get into it, we kind of want to talk about the big elephant in the room. I
Elephant,
guess.
donkey,
Big, yeah, it's kind of what people don't think of LGBTQ plus in Texas.
Yeah, I never thought that I would actually move to Texas.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was probably in 2012 when South by was only one weekend long.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't
Back
two,
in the day.
back
yeah.
in the day.
Yeah.
I got to visit for the first time, and as soon as I drove into downtown, the Frost Tower was lit up like a rainbow.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
coming from Memphis and going to school in Mississippi, you don't really feel accepted anywhere in the South.
Yeah.
And especially 15 years ago. And so I got to Austin and I was like, this can't be real. Texas has a building that's lit up like a rainbow.
That's so
Like,
cool.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I felt safe. For the first time, I was like, maybe I found my city. Maybe I found a place where I can be comfortable and where I can just hold someone's hand going down the street.
Yeah.
Or God forbid, I kiss them on the cheek and tell them how beautiful they are. Like,
Yeah.
it's so refreshing and nothing I thought I would find in Texas.
Yeah.
But since moving to Austin, it's really opened my eyes to what the community has to offer me and what the community has to offer the city.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
that brought me here,
I love that.
and I haven't left.
I love it. Yeah. Kind of different growing up. I moved around a lot as a kid, but got to. My parents are both from the Texas area, but moved to Dallas and never really thought anything of it. I mean, I grew up, obviously feel kind of lucky, very like cis, looked very female facing, so I never had any like issues. And then coming out, like, that's when I kind of realized, like, oh, there's differences in places where you go, things you have to be careful for. And it really, it's hard to say like what specifically brought me to Austin, but seeing the community that's here has kept me here, I should say. Like,
Absolutely.
despite the political climate that can exist, especially outside of the Austin like bubble, I think finding community, knowing that Austin itself is kind of that safe little bubble, has kept me here. When a lot of people have left for other areas that they do feel more safe, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
we can kind of go into that more. But because I love Austin. I want people to understand, like, it is this like kind of little, it's not so secret anymore, but little safe place in Texas. You get the charm of, Texas. Everyone loves Texas, all the things.
Absolutely.
But the beauty of Austin and feeling like not an outsider, finding your place. So
Right.
that's
Right.
definitely why I love it and stayed. But I love that coming from Memphis, so very like southern.
A little different.
Yeah.
This is a little different.
Yeah.
Tennessee's really long. Texas is just big.
Big,
It's
yeah.
just massive.
Yeah. Are your
Everything
parents
is
still
bigger
there?
in Texas.
Yeah. Parents still there?
Parents are
Everything?
still there.
Yeah.
My whole family's still there. And I go visit them. They come visit every now and then. And every time they come, they're like, the city looks different. And I'm like, yes, it
Oh
does.
gosh, yeah.
Let me take you to the 18 new restaurants we opened this year.
Yeah,
Let's go.
No kidding. I know, which is great. But yeah, so many new changing because you moved here, what, 2012 you said?
2012.
Yeah. And since coming 2006, but in and out with grad school, I mean,
We've
the
added
pictures are
28 buildings to the skyline.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 of them in the past 5 years. So there's that.
literally- Yes, exactly. Well, awesome. So obviously, being LGBTQ realtors, we've kind of seen, I mean, we interact with so many different people, allies, the community. But why would you say that it's important to have a realtor that maybe understands the nuances or the needs of someone in the LGBT community?
I think it's really important because the LGBTQ plus community is very knowledgeable about the city. We love sports. We love to be outside. We love to eat. We love a good drag brunch.
Oh, Absolutely.
you know, and so when people are coming to the city, the first question is, what should we do?
Oh,
And it's like, well, where do we start? At
yeah,
breakfast? You want
yeah, you're
breakfast tacos
right.
first?
Oh, yep.
And just outside of that, it's we build such firm relationships with our friends
Yeah.
across the board that it becomes almost like a very big trust in what we have to say.
Yeah.
You know, we're very confident in how we step into the city, how we step into a situation, how we show homes, how we explain different areas. It comes across it's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of times too, different people come to lean on their community as like their chosen family.
Absolutely.
And so we feel that kinship because we've all, many, especially now, many different experiences to how we got to where we are. But you feel like you really want to like nurture and like anyone in the broader LGBT family, like you feel some type of like ultra protection or need to, just be there for them.
Right.
Not that you wouldn't for any allies or, outside community members outside of the LGBTQ community, but it's just that like relationship of I know what you've probably been through. We've been through maybe similar
Absolutely.
experiences, and so it's easy to kind of get their needs and what they need in a home,
Right.
as well as like being able to be in that community space
Yeah.
or find community, especially
Yeah.
if they haven't lived here. To your pace of even whether it's breakfast tacos, sports leagues, just where to go, where to hang out, where to interact if you're more of the creative type. I love my sports type.
Yeah.
So
And one of the things I love when it comes to explaining the city to people across the board is, they always say the gay community it's very small and it's very knit. It is by far very large, very very
Absolutely.
large. And it's funny the way that we talk because they're like, oh, that one, he's a Dallas gay.
Yeah.
He's not going to live in South Austin.
Right. Yeah, there's different areas for different people. Yep. You got ones with maybe they're gonna have kids. Maybe they're like, that is not for me.
Nope.
I want that downtown lifestyle. And
Yep.
Everyone's it's a small community, but really it's not. And
No.
there's so many different like niche not pockets, but like people that want different things, but
Yeah.
they still want the community at the end of the day.
It's the community, and I think what Austin has to offer a lot of us is every area is different.
Yeah.
If you want to live out by the lake, you can live on Lake Travis. You can have your water sports right there.
Yep.
Hippie Hollow.
Hippie Hollow, yep.
Which is popular. Mm-hmm. But even in South Austin, or North Austin, you have
Yeah.
the Greenbelt that runs the entire way. So if you want to be
Right.
outside, you have that option.
Yep.
If you live on the east side and you want to play sports, you've got the Creed Complex Field,
Yep.
where you can play softball, kickball,
All the things.
and that's where the Gay Football League plays as well, correct?
We're east on MLK at the rugby fields.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
they actually moved, but we were, to
Yeah.
the point, like all different areas. So yeah, close to that, close to breweries. If you like the brewery scene, I mean the art over off like Springdale. I mean, you've got everything.
I mean, it's so weird because 10 years ago, Springdale didn't exist.
No,
And now it's got coffee shops and Asian restaurants, and they do the East Austin studio tour,
yeah.
which is very influential in the gay community,
Right.
as I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's kind of go at your own pace.
Right.
No one is afraid to express themselves.
Right.
It's not a danger. It's almost a comfort.
Yeah.
Because it's okay.
Absolutely.
And there's so many different personalities that there's something for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Yeah. And I
Right?
think people outside of Austin or especially out of Texas, they think of Texas and they're like, oh no, that political climate, we're not going there.
Right.
Like, we have a negative connotation, which is so unfortunate because Austin has been so welcoming. I mean, the city supports Pride. I mean,
Right.
we've had obviously the issues with the crosswalks but Austin has put together at least like a committee to see how we can support. If we have to remove I guess we have to remove the crosswalk, but how can we sidewalks or whatever, just to show that
what
we're
can
not
we
giving
do?
in. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, the police station's flying the pride flag, which is just really comforting because
Yeah.
obviously outside of the the fact is there are cities or not cities, towns outside of Austin that aren't as supportive,
Yeah.
but Austin does get to be that kind of bubble.
Yeah, and we have so many organizations that also help support us, like the HRC Gala every year, Unite the Fight.
Yep.
And I think they have, what's it called, Out Youth?
Yep, Out Youth.
That is
Yep.
very beneficial for helping children understand who they really are.
Yeah.
And that
the
it's
support.
okay to be who they are.
Yeah, if their family's not supporting what they need. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got the Kind Clinic
Yep.
helping like healthcare. They even have, I think, like a whether it's without youth or something, like a health care they offer, like insurance if needed,
Yeah.
Which is really neat. So there's so many resources that
Right.
you just may not know about that we can help with
Right.
outside of just helping you
Realist-
find a home.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the most fun part.
Yeah, it really is being the resource, helping someone find their place. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no better feeling like someone moves here and you see them like, they're out at the lake with friends. They're out, they found their people. It's like, okay.
All
like,
right.
Helped a little bit with the direction of that. It's like added bonus.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. Because I guess getting into like the home buying process, like what do you think? Obviously, we talked about finding community, but what do you think LGBTQ plus buyers are looking for when they come to Austin?
I really think they're looking for a sense of home.
Yeah.
So when they ask like where should we start looking?
Yeah,
My
that's a big
first
one.
question is, what do you like to do, or where are you going to work?
Yeah.
Because in a lot of places, in Memphis, it's like, oh, it'll take us 20 minutes to get there,
Yeah.
but it's 15 miles away. In
Right.
Austin, something can be 3 miles away and takes 35 minutes to get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people who are moving out of town don't really have a grasp on time
Yeah,
and
yeah,
space. It just
yeah.
kind of stands still here sometimes.
Yeah.
And now I forgot the question.
Yeah, see, there's so much. It's more about like, so when if they were to reach out to you, like, I'm thinking about moving to Austin. They're in the community, and honestly, this also does go with, someone that's straight, but community being maybe a little bit more important and feeling safe in
Right.
your home, because they may feel that like stereotype of Texas, like, oh, I want to live in the neighborhoods that are safe for LGBTQ people.
Right.
What would you, besides, finding out their interests, huge. Obviously, do they have kids? Are they thinking like schools? Do they want to send their kids to schools where there's going to be other parents that
Right.
are similar? Or you don't want their kids to be bullied for any reason.
Right.
But the beauty of Austin is we don't have, it's a beauty, and maybe people are looking for, like in Dallas, they have the Oak Lawn, Montrose, but here we don't have that. So maybe they're like,
Right.
that seems negative at first. Like, you don't have like a go-to area, but
You're right. We don't. But I think it's also just a different perspective that Austin has as compared to other cities. Because friends that I find homes for that are straight and gay, who have kids, who don't have kids, watching them grow up in this city, it's just very common to be like, oh yeah, that's Uncle Coleman.
yeah,
Across the
yeah,
board. It's
yeah.
not like, oh wait, we can't call him that because you go to this school or you're a part of this program.
Yeah.
It's just so all inclusive. So
Yeah.
because we don't have like an area where like the gay people live.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a neighborhood where the bars are, but
Yeah.
there's not one where it's like, nope, the homos live here.
Yeah, right.
They're not allowed in Westlake.
Yeah, don't go there. Exactly. Be careful over there. Yeah.
And I don't know, I was talking with a friend the other week and she was like, my son goes to his friends' houses. They have 2 dads. I'm in full support. And sometimes I just sit back and I'm like, where do I live?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like this is so welcoming and comforting because, it's not, you can live in Westlake or you can live in Dripping Springs. And, there are some more conservative areas like Dripping Springs, like Lakeway.
Right.
But there's not been rejection from what I've seen from LGBTQ plus, getting involved in the neighborhood. If anything,
Right.
it's welcomed.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of been a shock for me to come from the South to go to what I thought was going to be dirtier South.
Yeah.
To where it's actually a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. It's so nice, and we almost take it for granted sometimes. It's like when someone's looking for a home and they're they want to be in a safe spot. It's like, man, it's almost harder. There's so many options. It's
So
not
many.
just easy to be like, yeah, this neighborhood, this neighborhood. It's like, now to your point of what you said, like, let's get into the nitty gritty. What do you like to do? What do you obviously work, which I think has kind of changed on just real estate in general. People are more open to just anywhere because
Yeah.
they maybe don't have to commute either as many days or at all. So it is about finding the extracurriculars or passions, hobbies, and maybe you want to be close to that because no one wants to do that cross river commute, right? That's
Oh, dear.
the one everyone's like, same.
It's so funny. The first like 5 years I lived here, I was like, I don't go north of 15th. Infield is it. I'm a South Austin boy.
Okay.
That is
Yep.
it. And then they started to develop Burnett Road.
Right.
And then all of a sudden I started to see the personality of the city kind of form.
Yeah.
And that's also when they started to gentrify the east side. So we're in this city that is accepting, and then we start to see its personality develop.
Yeah.
So the east side became like the artsy, the hip, and the post-college, but not quite
Right.
to the 30 plus yet.
Right. Exactly.
And then you've got Burnett Road that explodes in a good way with businesses.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you have South Austin, you have Westlake, and like just watching people move here for the first few years is fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Because Austin is such a big city.
Right.
Right.
And it didn't used to be. It's just
I know.
crazy now.
And I'm glad you said the thing about schools, because often, we can't give advice on schools.
Right.
You have to go to greatschools.org
Yeah.
and do your own research and information.
Yep.
But I also, when people are like, well, we need them to go to this high school. I'm like, your kid is 5.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
average person lives in a home for now 5 to 8 years, which used to be 20.
Right.
So when I think about their high school, I'm like, you're not going to be in this
Let's
house.
talk about elementary.
Yeah, let's start a little
Let's
bit
start
earlier,
there. Yeah.
not be so aggressive, I guess.
Absolutely.
But-
yeah, schools are interesting because it's hard to, obviously, to your point, give advice, but that's what we're there for. But we can direct them. But I do think we are lucky in the diversity of schools in Austin seems to be pretty well rounded. Obviously, there's certain areas with different like socioeconomic statuses, but for the most part, it's very diverse, which is great. And there's obviously pockets of more, just larger homes, so more family. I mean, that's really
Right.
where it comes down, because size, you just need more size with the bigger families. So you have like the Circle C area, obviously Dripping Springs, outside of Austin, but you still have the larger homes in the Allendale, Rosedale areas. It's all kind of budget dependent.
Right.
Or do you plan like private schools, or are you thinking high school yet? A lot of people are like, hopefully like, okay, let's get elementary and maybe middle school, figure it out. But if they're so sure, then, obviously giving them those resources. But it's very interesting helping, different lifestyles or where they're at in life. I mean, obviously that's not LGBT exclusive. So sometimes it's like, well, that's literally everybody, but
We have a lot of similar comparisons.
yeah, exactly.
I wish people would recognize that. Like, we have the same problems.
We really,
It's like, we do wonder about the schools. We do wonder about the neighborhoods, and I think that's one of the things that I wish people would relate to more.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times in my community, I see a lot of gay men realtors. They are very flashy, and they are all about the show and the house and what they're wearing, and it's fun and it's cute. Yeah. But I think a big misconception is that all we do are look at pretty homes. Yeah. And we emphasize the pretty. The aesthetic. Yes. It's not about the business. It's not about our knowledge.
Negotiating skills.
Yes.
No, it's just, how does it look?
Exactly.
Yeah. But there's a lot of stereotypes around being a real LGBTQ plus realtor, like the aesthetics. Yeah, like I'm sure definitely more in like the gay men scene, and I agree with you. See that on Instagram, and it's fun to look at those pretty houses. But let's be honest, that's it. What is it actually? How's the function of it? Right. How's your negotiating skills? Like, that's something we've really had to work on our entire lives outside of real estate.
Literally.
Battling, the fighting for our space and working outside of the box. But it's like, oh, do you only work with LGBT? No. Like, we all have the same problems. Like,
Yeah.
we may have, a couple different ones here and there, but just like every family does, whether it's culture, whether it's age, whether it's, size.
Right.
So it's not so dependent. Yeah, it's very interesting, all the stereotypes.
So you have a lot of clients that come from out of town.
Yeah.
So if someone is wanting to move here from out of town, what is your first suggestion? Do you, how do you invite them into Austin, and what do you want to show them?
Yeah. Well, first off, I love a good little Austin gift bag. A little text welcome. There's nothing better than an HEB welcome bag, which is all across my feed right now with the the Olympics, the World Cup. That is my new favorite thing to do, is scroll on all the people, Europeans mostly, from trying Bucky's HEB.
Yep.
Side note, I'm really enjoying that right now.
Oh, I love it.
HEB is, you can't go wrong. Yeah, the brisket and the barbecue coming to Texas. So obviously show him the fun touristy, everyone wants the little Texas, little HEB.
Little taste of Texas.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, HEB, that keeps people here. You can't live without the HEB.
I know, and sometimes when I show homes, I'm like, listen, you have an HEB here, and then you're 5 minutes from a Trader Joe's if you need it.
How many people are if I'm not close to a grocery store, it's gotta be perfect in every way. But yeah, so that's where I'll start. And then, it's the big things of where do you work, what are you looking for? So yeah, it's not very different from anyone coming out of town, but I do think I get so many questions about that. That seems to be the first things that people reach out to me, because they see I'm involved in the community. They want to know how I got to be involved, how I feel being in the community and in a conservative state.
Right.
It seems to be the first thing people are worried about. So just calming those concerns, but also not negating them. Because I can say, oh, that, it doesn't matter. We're not affected here. No, we're in our bubble, and no, we don't have to deal with Ted Cruz or whoever, but whatever. Greg,
but we do sometimes.
Though we do, and it is part of being here. But knowing that, yes, we do have that, and we are actively working. A lot of us do have those passion projects on the side to work for advocacy and stuff. While that's not our main focus, that is something we do. That doesn't mean we don't work with all types of clients, but not negating those issues, because there are issues that we do have to worry about. Will Texas, how's I've had people worried about marriages in Texas. Is that a problem? Is that going to be a problem?
Right.
We don't know. And I would never want someone to move here thinking all is dandy. We are good to go. Austin's going to keep us safe. It is a risk.
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't.
So I don't want to lie or ever say don't worry about something.
Right.
I want someone to understand, but also understand the things that we're actively doing here in Austin to negate that. You're not going to be alone in the fight of that.
Right.
So whatever their concerns are, I speak to them, acknowledge them, and then we figure out, are those going to be deal breakers? Because sometimes they have decided Texas isn't right for them.
Yeah.
Because of how they feel, either politically or other reasons. Maybe they decide they do want to be closer to family in case of any issues. But talking to those concerns and really troubleshooting them before they start looking, because I can give them the beautiful HEB bag and I can sell Austin. Don't get me wrong.
Easily.
I love Austin. Everyone that knows me, I am Texas. I love Austin. But I would never want to be that salesy, ignore all the issues.
Right.
So that's really seems to be the first thing people do want to know, though. So I'm happy to talk about that. So I do have to be a little more knowledgeable about the political climate, because that's some concerns, So I don't want to be naive and I work with all people. It doesn't political stuff. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. It's I do have to be a little bit more informed.
Yeah, and it's hard for me to stay informed because things change so much and so often that I rely on Amanda to fill me in, because I'm we can still get married, right?
I hope so.
Because I did. So I hope that works.
Yeah, hope we stay intact. Yeah.
You know.
No, I'm here for you always. But yeah, it's hard to find that and I struggle with it. Not, almost daily. Like, I want to repost something. I'm like, yeah, I'm really rooting for so and so political candidate, but I don't want to turn off certain people that may not have that political affiliation. So it's really hard to balance. Especially,
Right.
I probably work with 60-70% LGBTQ plus clients. So, and sometimes they want that from their agent.
Right.
They want to know someone that's like, leaning into the, whether it's more liberal leaning, progressive leaning, whatever you want to call it. But I also don't want to shut off, it's a business.
Yeah.
It is very hard as we ourselves are business. We're selling ourselves for someone to use us. It is so hard to stay in that business mindset sometimes.
Because it's just a fine line.
Yeah.
Because if you cross it just a little bit with one person, all of a sudden you're cut out. You're done.
Yep.
But then for that one person, and I've kind of had this mindset from the beginning. If you don't want to work with me, we probably don't need to work together.
Yeah, exactly.
So because that's kind of the fundamentals of it.
Yeah.
And it's okay to not have a client because y'all disagree.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not going to sit back and be like, well, you can walk all over me. You know what I mean? Does it make sense?
No, it's easy to say it and do it. It's like, it's hard sometimes. You're like, man, I want that business, but for my own morals or because I do really work with this community and my own beliefs. Yeah. Is it maybe not the right fit?
Yeah.
And just, it's hard though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every time I'm on Instagram and I want to repost something, you do have to second guess yourself. And sometimes it's like, oh man, it's tough.
Yeah.
Some people have business pages, and me personally, my social media, I don't want to have Amanda White real estate business and blah blah blah. Just show houses, and it's kind of boring. And I think people like working with me and you. I think knowing you, the personality. It's so your realtor needs to be someone you know and trust.
And you
the biggest purchase probably of your life.
Yeah.
And you want to work with, you trust them, you enjoy being around them.
Right.
Because no one wants to go see houses and be miserable on an exciting time. And so you have to be yourself online and to people, but you just have to balance that.
I have a question.
Yeah. Shoot.
Have you ever been fired by an LGBTQ plus client?
Ever been fired by one?
Or with, yes.
Just as far as, because just in general.
Just in general.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure people have used me and, maybe either felt I think, I would say maybe it's not fired, but I do think people in our community get, so what you said earlier, become closer or close-knit to, there's so many realtors.
Yeah.
So maybe they meet someone and they just become closer with them. And that's tough too, because it's someone you've worked with before and you try not to take it personal.
Yeah.
Did you do something wrong? But it's no, people run in different circles, different parts of their life. They may meet someone right at the moment they want to decide to buy or sell, and you're like, ah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, it's I don't know if I've necessarily been fired, so to speak, but
I got straight up fired by one.
Oh no, what happened? Tell me.
We were looking for houses. It was going great. We were finally getting in a groove, and it's had to take a family trip.
Okay.
Because my family's not here.
Yeah.
And that one trip just it fell apart. Yeah.
Because you weren't there 24, because you took a vacation.
Yeah. And I think about that when I'm posting online, and I'm like,
wow.
Actually, I don't really know the point of that.
But I mean, you're thinking about it every time you now want to take a break or vacation.
Yeah.
You probably have that in the back of your mind, I might lose.
I'm can I not get a break either?
Honestly, I mean, I think about that all the time. It's it almost our last point of me being a business myself is where does that line, can you set a boundary? But it's no, you need these clients you may have been fostering for years. And you go out of town to the point of they're ready to buy and you're not there, but it's I'm available,
right.
Or can you wait especially in this market, can you wait a few days? But it's that actually has happened to me. Now that you
Yeah.
say that, so I don't think you should use the word fired because I don't think you were
Shouldn't
fired.
I was released into the wild.
You were just not readily available.
Yeah.
It's like dating.
Anyway, I digress. I'm glad you said the thing about businesses, though, because when I go, sometimes I fear if I put up a pride flag on my website, or if I'm too like, look at me.
Yeah. Too woke.
Yeah, I'm too woke. But I think about all these other businesses that are straight owned that proudly put a pride flag out, and I'm like, the mental fight is so much harder than that like present one.
Yeah.
Because we're in here a lot.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. Was it Kelly's Irish Pub?
Yeah, I love Kelly's.
Had a big pride flag out, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't even have to say it.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what pride is all about, right? It's like people are like, we don't have a straight month. Well, that's because you don't feel unwelcome in certain places.
Yeah.
Like, I think the biggest miss is like all that. It's like it's not celebrating somebody. It's just making people feel welcome, and it's just in this month people bringing awareness to how much are you. The support is so relative. Like a flag, did that cost you $10? But now do people feel like, okay, I feel comfortable there? Like,
yeah,
it's a small gesture that's like that actually is really meaningful. I think I kind of maybe 6 months to a year ago, I kind of leaned into it a little bit more.
Yeah.
If I have straight clients that don't want to work with me because they see that I am actively, my business picture, I'm like at the South Congress area where like I have a little rainbow. I have a literally all means all rainbow flag in the background. And I'm like, if someone that's, because I don't want to call them ally, a straight person is like not working for you, then like you just said, guess we're not working together. Like that's who I am. So I kind of leaned into it a little bit, and I do think there's so many realtors in Austin that why not have something you're passionate about, and maybe you'll get those people that are just intimidated to work with anyone else. So maybe seeing that flag helps them. I don't think you're going to turn away anybody that you want to work with by posting that,
Yeah, you're right.
Social media is driving me nuts.
It really does. It does. And you like overanalyze every repost.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, did it say something bad? Is someone going to be like, it's not working? Because you could lose lots of money by losing a deal.
1,000,000%.
Whatever you deal that it like,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're missing. Thankfully, some of the time you don't know what you're missing, which is a blessing. Sometimes you do when you go out of town and you're like, wow, okay. So it's real estate can be so humbling.
So humbling.
So humbling. And that's the emotional roller coaster of that. But I do think like realtors acknowledging Pride Month and especially being a part of the community can only help like establish our beliefs and the trust in people.
Right.
So I think like not being afraid to shy away from that is a good thing.
Yeah.
And just like being proud in something. I don't think, again, if you're like, I see you, no, I don't like rainbows on you. Okay, well, you can go find yourself someone else.
Okay, so question.
Yeah. Okay. The tea.
What would I say one of your favorite LGBTQ plus owned businesses in Austin?
That's a good one. There's quite a few.
One always comes to mind first.
Wait,
like,
tell me yours
I don't know
first.
why. It's always Cheer Up Charlie's.
Okay.
Which I don't even know if it's. I'm pretty sure it's.
See, I'm like, a lot of their the recent business execution has been questionable.
Oh yeah, how they were gonna close down like 3 times.
Yeah,
and then they
they've
didn't.
like crowdfunded.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's where I'm like, it's cool to see the support of the community for
Right.
LGBTQ business, but I think maybe the second or third time you're having to do that, we get someone in there that's can manage a business.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now that I'm in my late 30s, I don't frequent these places much, but I do think there's something to be said about the rain, uh, oil can Harry's, OCH, Highland, that have stayed in business as so many places have closed down,
Yeah.
are staying in business. I think they support, at least being a part of the Gay Flag Football League, they've supported us and are constantly sponsored. And it's like, okay, gay bars, like, again,
Yeah.
we'll be there at like 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m., but
Maybe.
maybe, yeah, people that know me are like, you Irish goodbye way earlier than that.
No, but didn't it at Oil Can Harry's they used to do hamburger Sundays like for
Yeah,
after
leagues, yeah.
for the
I've
league?
actually, yeah, we did one. God, maybe that was last spring,
Yeah.
and they just let us post up. I mean, I know one of the managers; she's amazing. So
Yeah.
those, yeah, it's like when some you get older, you're not clubbing, but like it's still there for people. Still there for people. But there are coffee shops. I want to say there's. I'm blanking on all the names, but there. Luckily, Austin has a LGBTQ Chamber of Commerce.
That's true, and I learned about that today.
Here we go.
I did.
See?
I really did. You
You're
said
gonna
that,
be-
and I was like, I can't tell her I don't know what that is. But now I know.
Now you know, yeah. So you can Google, and it has all the list of businesses.
Okay.
So you can support them. I want to say Lick Ice Cream.
Honest
on
Ice Cream?
here, yeah.
Yeah.
Mary's Coffee.
Mary's Coffee was what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But one of my favorites,
Do share.
La Barbecue.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
They started out actually on South First. There was that little
Yeah.
food truck food truck park by Palvo's.
Okay.
And they used to have a keg out front. So while you're waiting in line for their barbecue,
that's
they would
genius.
serve you beer.
That's genius.
And then I want to say probably 4 or 5 years ago, they moved over to Cesar Chavez, where
Brick-
Mongers used to be.
yeah, it's a brick and mortar, right?
Yeah, brick and
Yeah.
mortar.
Oh, that.
And I think they were up for a Michelin star.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Pause for 1 second.
Yep.
I think the owners are lesbians.
I think they are.
Okay, I just don't know if I can say that. So,
Well, we're saying it.
you know what?
Or we'll edit
Thank
it
you.
out.
Thank you for the wonderful
We'll
barbecue.
research that, and if it's
Yeah.
in it, then we're correct.
But yes, that's one of my. That's the one that always comes to mind
Yeah.
outside of Cheer Up Charlie's because
Yeah, I
You
do
know-
love like the idea of Cheer Up Charlie's, like the
Love the
business
idea.
side. But I do think the idea and the reason behind creating it was, yes, like they wanted something unique in a safe space, and so
Yep.
how they're running the business aside, like I do love, and the venue is so cool. And I love their like tap drinks, like
Yeah.
what is it, like a kale margarita? Have you ever had that?
No.
So I feel so healthy.
But I could try that.
Every time I drink there, I'm like,
Okay.
vitamins and tequila.
The gays love it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, no, there's so many cool businesses here that you wouldn't have even known.
Right.
But it's cool that there's a directory of that.
Yeah.
So we can support that. Yeah.
I'm gonna print that out.
You should just
like
have
put
it
it on
in
my
your car,
fridge.
or like a little laminated when you're driving people around. I love that so much. Let's see.
Okay.
What else? Yeah. What you got?
Sorry, I liked this one a lot.
Okay.
What advice do you have for
There's some. It's fine. You get it.
What advice do you have for LGBTQ plus couples buying a home together?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. I've actually had some stories of people buying different couples, either to like women's plus to male. That the realtor, like, I've heard of a realtor like saying like, okay, here's the primary bedroom. Now, which bedroom are you gonna have? It's like, wait, what? Like, so you really didn't get the plot of any of it. Like, how do you miss that hard?
You have missed the point entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine if I was like buying a house with a wife, whoever, girlfriend, and someone asked me that. I'd just be like, did you listen to it? Because you're gonna know that on an initial consult. It's not like you just think two roommates are buying a house.
Right.
I mean, maybe, but no.
You know, I think part of that is just normalizing the standard
Yeah.
of there's no one decision maker.
Yeah. Oh,
Like-
yeah. Absolutely.
Like, because you go through a home and one person, they have this in their head and then the other person has this in their head.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all still realize you have to decide on this together.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know?
Which is also same in like straight couples. I'm sure there's like agents that'll like look to the man of the relationship and be like, what do you want? And like be very like question to one person. And I think that can happen in also in the LGBT couple, like who this is like more of a lesbian maybe issue, is like who wears the pants in this? I'm gonna talk to them.
Yeah.
They're making all the decisions or they make all the money. It's like, guess who's really making the decisions?
1,000,000%.
On both sides.
Because
Yeah.
you can see it in their eyes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know exactly.
It's like, don't discount me. Mm-mm.
No, and
Yeah.
a woman on either side of this scorned. Good luck. Good luck.
See all the houses.
All of them. Yeah, and just I just sometimes I'm just so floored by the stories I hear about, because in my mind I don't think and I don't think you would probably say the same thing. Like, we're not acting any different. Like,
No.
with LGBT. Like, sure, we're aware of the different things, but like we're not like, gotta treat them different, walk on edge. Like, no, they want to be treated like a normal couple.
Exactly.
So we're not doing anything different. But the things I hear that other agents, maybe they don't know how to interact, or they've never interacted. Like, wild to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they forgot how to talk to people. They
Yeah.
forget that we are people.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest advantages of us having the experience of knowing both sides.
Right.
And knowing
Yeah.
is because we have a level of empathy.
Right.
That I think most people will never attain.
Right.
You know, they become so just kind of jaded to how they think things should be.
Right.
Because I mean, we're out in the market every single day.
Yeah.
We're looking at stats every single day. We're watching new trends every single day.
Absolutely.
And having to keep up with communities in general, it's just we are so well versed in a sense in life.
Yeah,
Like, not
absolutely.
that we're better than anyone.
I'm just kidding.
Well,
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. No.
But no, I think that it is a very big. It's very advantageous.
The self-awareness, I
Yes.
almost think of that we've had to develop, and the awareness of people's feelings because of things that affect us a little bit differently, has served us to be more in tune of other people's feelings,
Right.
and what their needs are.
Right.
Which can be exhausting until we need, like, when we need time off. But it's the beauty of probably why we picked real estate. Like, we're in
Yeah.
tune with people's needs. There's all the other stuff, negotiating stuff, but like at the bottom line was we're picking out people's wants and like what will make them happy and what are
Right.
their pain points that we can solve.
Right.
So people moving here, especially in the LGBT community, okay, they want safe space, community, pain points. They either are moving from somewhere that didn't, or they didn't feel the sense of home.
Right.
So how do we fix that? And
Yeah.
and being in tune also means just the general awareness of how to treat someone in a couple. I mean, it sounds so easy.
It sounds
so easy.
It sounds so elementary. Like, oh, you would think that is the easiest thing in the world,
Yeah.
but people just don't know how to do it.
No. And I don't think, maybe this is me. I think of people as good until they prove me wrong. So I really think a lot of what people tell me that their agents did is not coming from a anti-LGBT, like they hate the gays. Like, I hope not. But I think they're just so unaware, or they've just never like experienced. It's a lack of experience and understanding.
Yeah.
And that's why using someone in the community can be helpful. But that's not to say there are straight agents, allies that can see the same thing, right?
Right.
But it's just, that's why I think some people do seek out LGBTQ agents, because they understand that we know those needs and aren't going to treat them any differently because we know what that's like.
Right.
So it's the benefit of that. And that's, again, it's not why I'm like leaning into the LGBTQ realtor, like being that go-to, but I do think it would be harmful not to lean into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Lean into it.
Yeah. It's you're not leaning away from anything. You're just taking that on.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What?
I forget that we can
I know we can kind of pause for a sec. Because we talked about a lot of things.
Do we talk about hidden gem neighborhoods?
Yeah. We did not talk about hidden gems, or did we talked about just general areas like Austin.
I wonder if they can hear us out there laughing.
I hope they can.
I hope they can
That's
too.
fine.
Well, I think we've talked more about the things I didn't take notes on.
I love it.
than the
Well,
things I
but what did
did.
you? I mean, we talked a lot about. A lot of it's so overlapping. Like this, we keep saying safe space.
Yeah.
And then a lot of stuff is just not LGBT facing, but. Let's make sure the boss is recording. Okay, mine is for sure. I mean, we're at 49 minutes.
We've been yapping.
I know, I loved it. It was very smooth. See. I mean, we can just like talk about like, like what else do you want to say? Anything? Because I can ask you the question. Or
we have talked about what Austin neighborhoods tend. We have none of them, which is the.
oh yeah, we kind of talked. Yeah, that's the thing is we kind of like went through a lot without asking questions about it.
Yes.
That's the best way to do it.
Let's talk about how the Austin community has changed since we first moved here.
Okay, maybe we can talk about like now, and then we can in the future, and then like kind of in closing.
What do you mean?
Like use that like how Austin's changed and where do we see it going? If we have any opinions, we may not know. I mean, I just think it's going to continue to grow.
I know, and I wonder, because just to hit on pride in real estate, one of the big donkeys in the room is what is happening with inventory downtown, with condos, with all these new developments, with all, we used to have 300 people moving here. This has nothing to do with pride, though.
Yeah. I mean, losing a lot of the bit. I mean, we don't want to talk negative about Austin.
Definitely not.
But because I would definitely talk negative about losing a lot of businesses. But
one thing that I keep thinking about is retention rate for LGBTQ plus, because people are starting to relate Austin a lot to LA, as in people will move here, and if it'll eat you up and spit you out if you don't find your community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, I know a lot of people who move here, and after 2 years, they're like, I'm going home. Like, this has been fine.
We can use that as like us being the resource to help them want
stay
to stay
here and get plugged in.
And maybe that can be kind of talking to the future of like,
okay,
where it could potentially be an issue and how we're gonna seek to solve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I want to call you Miss Amanda.
Oh, you could do that. The kids that I nannied used to do it. We could talk about what resources, but we can say that like we are the resources. Okay. So I will start and say, okay, so we touched on a lot of topics, but how do you see Austin's grown over the past 10 years? And where do you see it going? And then we can tell your LA story, and then I'll be like, yeah, the good thing is you can reach out resources, like website, yeah. Okay. Hear you. I'm asking
I don't know.
You.
I was like, what are we going to start?
I'm asking you. Okay, so we've talked a lot about real estate. I mean, all sorts of topics, but where has Austin been? I mean, you've been here now, 15 years? Where do you see the change we've had over the past 15 years? And maybe where do we see the Austin real estate market as it relates to maybe LGBTQ plus people moving, like not literally, but how would you see it changing, and kind of what are your thoughts on that?
So I think the economy of real estate and gays in Austin has changed drastically in 15 years. When I first got to Austin, the cool place for the gays to be was Dallas.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, he's a Dallas gay. He's not coming down here. And I'd be like, well, he can stay in Dallas.
I cheered with all of them, and I love them to death, but yes.
Yes. And then you have Houston. In Dallas, you have the gayborhood is Oaklawn-ish.
Yep, exactly.
And then in Houston, you have Montrose.
Yep. And
what we've seen surface is we have switched a lot of, like, Dallas and Houston have now moved to Austin.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it has a little bit more freedom. It has a little bit more autonomy with how you can live your life and where you want to be and what you're doing.
Right.
But what I've seen a lot of as well is that Austin is getting compared to bigger cities like LA, like New York, like Miami.
Yeah.
When LGBTQ plus moved there, you know, they have a timeline of about 2 years to get plugged in and to find their home, or they end up moving either back home or back to where they came from.
Right.
So I think that is where it is imperative to have us as friends, as resources, as colleagues, to keep you here, to make sure that you know, like, how to get involved in the sports. If you're a runner, where the best running clubs are. If you're a foodie, you know, there are drag brunches across the city, and they are very popular, not just for us, but for allies, for everyone.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I wonder, we have so much new development here where there's so much opportunity. We're supposed to be like one of the best capital cities to live in.
Absolutely.
And, you know, we want to keep it as well-rounded as possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to find for our clients is to make sure that they have a reason to stay. It's they're moving here for a life, for a lifestyle, for in a sense of freedom.
Yeah. No, it's so interesting you said that, because I never really thought of it, because it's always like felt like that small town feel with a big city, right? We've always prided ourselves on being like us. I mean, when I moved here in 2006, I thought, from Dallas, I was like, this is, wait, I can like get through here in like 20 minutes from Dallas. I was shocked. But now it's one at the size. I mean, it's always not the size of like the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but the size has increased exponentially. The amount of people that are living here exponentially. So it is much easier to get lost and want to move back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see someone moving here and being like, I there's too many people, you know, it doesn't, I thought it would be this, I thought this, and I'm going to go back to wherever, you know, or try somewhere new. But we get to create that sense and help somebody on such a different level, because it's going to be what keeps them here.
Yeah.
What kept me here, what kept you here. So having someone that knows that, I mean, we've been now 15 years, I would say, you know, for me, as almost in and out 20 years too, it's like, we know the different areas. We know somebody probably in almost every sports league. I mean, the art scene, the whatever. I mean, brunch scene. I love the trivia, the food scene. I mean, you definitely know that. Like, if I don't know, I can ask you. Like, we're close. Like, and the good thing about I love it, Christie's, is like, it's not competitive either. It's like, hey, I have a client that he really loves brunch, and I think he wants some more maybe male friends. Would you take, like, you do that for me, I would do that for you. And it's like, that's why I love Christie's. People don't have that like competitive, like, oh, don't steal my client. Ugh.
No, and that's another good point to bring up, is our broker is incredibly supportive of our cause, and they're very big advocates for who we are and what we believe in, and that's something that you don't always find readily available.
Absolutely.
So
we've been so lucky.
The opportunities they give us to be ourselves, to film this podcast. It's incredible. So
and so that only lends to like the resources that we have available. I know on my website I try to like list like just all the sports leagues, but there's obviously like the more inclusive leagues, and the like volunteering opportunities is huge. That's another way to meet people, just having an in there, because just going on even ChatGPT, or like going on a search how to get involved, I like this and this, it's like, it's so hard to like fill out a form on a website, I'm interested in that, and so no one gets back to you and it's lost in the shuffle. Like, having someone that can be that like advocate for you to find your place, I think is so invaluable. And if you move here and don't know anyone, or even know a few people, like having someone that's connected, I mean, that's way worth the price.
1,000,000%.
You know, just having a realtor that, you know, yes, we know the houses too. Don't get me wrong, we are great at that.
Do you know? There are a lot of cities, like I know that when when young women move to them, they get involved in what's called Junior League. So
Oh, yeah.
Junior League of Nashville, Junior League of
Yes.
Birmingham, whatever.
I
In my
almost
head, I'm
did
like, what about the Junior Gays of Austin?
Right? Oh my
like,
gosh, should we grade that?
like you come in and it's like, okay, we're gonna start you out with brunch, which is
Oh
very
my God.
stereotypical but true.
Yes, yeah, literally, yes.
And maybe that should be on the Chamber of Commerce's
Well, let's
to-do
start another
list.
business after
Yes.
we talked about how great, how much we work. I think that's great. A little like sorority, fraternity,
Oh,
so
dear.
to speak. That's what I think Junior League is, like an adult
1,000,000%.
sorority, which I almost did. So
You know,
like, because when I actually this is so funny because to your what you just said about moving to California, I did move to California. It was before I was completely out, and I moved there. I was in my young 20s, and I didn't know what I was doing with my life, career wise,
yeah,
anything wise, basically. And I moved there. I nannied and like was coaching cheer. I did kind of figure out I actually wanted to go to PA school, but like I never found anything to keep me there.
yeah,
Especially not the schools because they were overcrowded, not the cost of living, and the people there. I just couldn't find a place. I didn't have anyone to help me, and I left. I came back.
Yeah.
So, just a great example of your story. So having that, if someone would have been like, "Go try this," I know this person there, or go do this, like. Obviously, we can't like personally take everybody out to everything, but
Right.
we can help facilitate or give recommendations.
Oh, yeah.
And that just knowing somebody. I mean, yesterday. Oh, this is actually a really cool story. I have this sweetest older lesbian couple.
Mm-hmm.
They are actually moving. They're moving to Minneapolis, and I'm not sure if it's weather or exactly why they're moving, but they are moving. They're both teachers. And I have a friend through flag football that lives in Minneapolis. And Gabe and Luke, they're great. If they're watching. I texted them and I'm like, this is so random, but I have this sweet client. They're looking to move. She hasn't found a job yet. She teaches middle school science. And I'm like, do you happen to know anybody in the school? Like, neither of them, by the way, are teachers. But I was like, one, do you happen to know anybody that does a hiring or resources for that? Short-term rental, anyone that owns a short-term rental, like, and realtors you like. I was like, just if you have anybody, if you know. I got a paragraph like this long, and I was like, this is my friend. He actually works in the school districts. He can help which districts are best for LGBT. There's nuances with Minnesota's licensing. She should do this, this, this. I literally got to like give my client a person to contact, a resource of just here's why you're because she's like getting like we want to sell, but she was so anxious about what they were gonna do, and I get it because I would be like I don't because she left the job in Austin, think she's gonna find a job, and this person also said that we're short in science teachers, so it's great. She shouldn't have a problem finding a job. So just sending that, I mean, she literally was like, wow. Like, response was like, wow, thank you. Because you could tell someone, I'll do some research for you. And, like, I mean, I could have easily not found anything. And she wouldn't have been, like, any, like, less, like, mad or anything. Because I just said, I'll ask. Because I don't ever want to say, I can definitely. But it's, like, the community that we've built in different places even. Like, how that can help someone is, like, it's very cool to be able to send somebody this and be like, hey, here's what I found for you. Like, you don't have to use it, but here's a contact. And it was just like heartwarming. Like, it has nothing to do with selling your home. But that's extra stuff.
But that's like the result of how you know how to sell homes, of how you know how to get introduced to cities, how you know how to make connections. And I just think that we are not as afraid to take steps.
Yes.
And to just like put ourselves out there.
Oh gosh, that's so good. Yeah, it's like we
got nothing to lose.
Yeah,
Trust me, we've done the biggest fight we've had.
Literally, that's so true. And I also think like, I mean, I don't want to say this, and I don't mean it negatively, but like, in this day and age with AI, there are so many nuances to a contract. So I'm not negating the skills of this, but at the end of the day, filling out a contract is like the bare minimum of what we can do.
Oh yeah.
don't hire a realtor because they have contract writing skills. It's we have forms to fill in the blank, right? There's obviously so many reasons on how to be creative about it. I'm not negating it. But at the end of the day, every realtor can do that.
Yeah.
Can fill in a contract basics.
Right.
I can talk basics. Like we obviously, we have way more skills. But we have way more negotiating skills and ways to be creative to get our offers to win.
Right.
But again, I think what the reason why people would hire us is because of the extra steps.
Right.
That's what we want to separate ourselves, and how we separate ourselves as clients is going that extra mile. Did I have to reach out to my friends in Minnesota that I haven't talked to in, a few months and be like, can you help me with something? Like,
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. And a lot of agents either don't have the connections or won't do that. They
Right.
don't have time to do that. That's, so low maybe on their priority list. But like wanting to create that sense of community for someone is so high on my priority list.
Yes.
And that's what separates from the billions of other agents that we know there are.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like our priorities they're more centered on the home rather than the action of buying the house.
Yeah.
If that's the way to put that.
No, I think, and again, it's not to negate any of the process, and you want someone skilled. But again, how do you separate yourself?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, something that both of us offer. Also, we're fun.
Oh, yeah.
We're fun. We're having a good time, but...
I'm not playing football against you, though.
Oh, yeah, totally. No, you don't want to, I promise. Because we'll take you down. But yeah, no, it's so fun, like, getting to the Christie's, like, obviously we met before Christie's, which is awesome, but having you here
that's
at
kind of cool.
Christie's. Yeah, it was such a small world. I'm like, wait, you jumped over? Okay. So let's take over the world.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, so... It's been fun, obviously, talking about Pride Month, and just excited. Obviously, Pride Month, we can celebrate that all year. But definitely in June. And then we get to do it in August.
And in August, but that's when our parade is.
Yeah.
Which I've never been to.
What?
I know.
Oh my gosh, guys.
I'm showing houses.
Okay.
I'm kidding, but...
We're going to take you... Oh my gosh. That's what our next podcast should be. Let's take Michael Coleman to his first Pride Parade.
In Austin.
In Austin. Oh my God. Okay. I can't wait. That's what's...
That sounds fun.
That's our next... stay tuned. August. We're coming for you. Live from the streets.
Live from the streets
We
of
will report
ATX.
on this. You're going to sweat.
Oh, yeah.
It is August. But it's at night, so that's at least more fun.
Okay,
I can't wait. That's the date.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so great talking with you.
Yes.
As always. So, yeah, we'll plan the next one. But always here for you. I mean, if you feel any, like, type of way about anything we said, love to hear kind of what you think about Austin and being either an ally or LGBTQ plus member. And if you have any other questions, we can talk about those and let us know.
Or if you want to learn how to support through HRC, through Unite the Fight, Out Youth.
Yeah, are you ever going to maybe do drag for Unite the
You
Fight?
know, it crosses my mind once a year, every year.
What if we got Christie's to sponsor this?
Ooh.
Okay.
I'd be
Wow,
down.
I'm just signed you up for 2 things.
Okay, all right.
Pride Parade and out.
It's going to be a busy year.
Oh God, please, no one see this.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, sounds good.
All right, well,
Chat
thank you,
later.
Amanda.
You're welcome. Bye.
right.